or good evening, everyone. This is day 3 of the Writers Workshop. I am your coach, Paulette Harper, literary strategist, two-time award-winning author, and the founder of The Author's Remedy, coming your way real soon. Thank you. Come on in, Sunny. Come on in. I am excited about being able to talk about our topic tonight as a published author, getting paid and doing what you love to do by speaking and also writing more books and creating digital products and having services as well. Hey, Anthony, good to see you tonight. Hey, cousin Sandra. So today we're going to talk about getting paid as a writer. And so we all know that there is always money to be made, streams of income to build as entrepreneurs and coaches and expertise in our field. And so writing is no different. So tonight we're going to talk about getting paid, doing what we love, and also what happens with the writer once they write their books and the other opportunities that will come to us if we pursue those things. Because it's more than just, penning a story. It's the things that happen after the story is released. It's the connections that you make. It's the other opportunities that come from writing your story. And everyone has a story. It just depends on if you want your story to be known into the world, to be released to the world, to be released to the public. That's the difference between a writer and a published author. A writer writes for enjoyment. Of course, an author does too. But a writer writes for enjoyment and to share those writings with family and friends. But an author is one who wants to be published, who wants their writings to be read by everyone possible on the internet. And so that's the main difference. And also, as I mentioned, everyone has a story. And so our life lessons are stories, our expertise are stories, our gifts and talents that we have gained and experienced that we have acquired over the years, we can package those into stories. And so your story is something that is definitely needed. Your lessons that you've learned in life and your experiences that you've gone through, they were not just for you, because you best believe that there are other people who are walking in your shoes right now who need to hear your word, who need to hear your stories, who need to hear that you can provide hope and experience and also encouragement to them as they are in the predicaments that they are in right now. So today we are talking about getting paid doing what we love. Hey, Sister Phyllis. Hey, Cousin Yvonne. Come on in. Hey, Robin. Good to see you guys tonight. How are you guys doing with the lockdown? I'm in California, and so once you type in where you're from and also what are you doing during your time down, your lockdown. And so for me, I've been doing this for a minute, and I love being able to do the things that I normally wouldn't have time to do, because when you're working 9 to 5, it just takes that time away from you. But so share with us what you are doing during this lockdown, because this is really a great opportunity for you to be starting to write your book. It's a great opportunity for you to do those things that you have on your bucket list. And I know that I'm speaking to some of you right now who have writing a book is on your bucket list. This is a great opportunity for us to be able to do that. So why you should be writing your book. These are four things. There's many others, but I want to talk about these 4 things why you should be writing your book. And if you're not thinking about writing your book, maybe something that I can say can kind of inspire you to do that, because this is a way in which you can also leave your legacy. Leave your legacy with your loved ones and your children as well. So publishing a book makes you an expert or a recognized authority in your space. Publishing a book makes you an expert or a recognized authority in your space. I remember when I became an author, and people were just, drawn to me and wanting me to share with them, my knowledge and my expertise of being a published author. And at the time, I had no idea that that's how they saw me. But over the course of years and the more books I've written, that's how people will address you in their minds. That's how they see you, as an authority in your given field. And so I want to encourage you. I want you to think about that, because you have something that you can share with people that will help them maneuver, help them get through life and teach them some lessons in life as well. So you will be recognized as an authority figure. Publishing a book opens up other opportunities to build multiple streams of income. Publishing a book creates other opportunities for us to build multiple streams of income. And what better time to do that? It's said that don't put all your eggs in one basket. And, the Bible teaches us that we should lay up treasures in heaven and not everything here on earth. So the Word of God comes and tells us to have multiple streams of income coming in as well, because He gives us the power to get wealth. So if you think about where we are right now, and you think about a lot of us are at home and we don't even know when we're going to go back to work. And some people are worried about where they're going to, their income. They're worried about, and rightly so. I don't downplay that at all. But I also know that we have to get in a position that we are always prepared and ready for whatever may happen and whatever may come our way. So we always should have something extra on the side. And so having multiple streams of income avails you the opportunity to do that very thing. And your book is one way that it will open up doors for you to be an expert and a recognized authority, but it also will give you the opportunity to have a multiple streams of income coming from being a published author. Your book, publishing a book, your story, is the magnet that draws your perfect clients to you. So if you are an expert in finances, or you are an expert in health and wellness, then your book is going to be excellent for those who are in those spaces, in those environments. So your story is going to fit. You just have to find your ideal reader, your ideal customer, and you're able to do that because they are waiting for your story. Your story makes a change for the masses. It makes you a change agent. I remember when I wrote my first book, and one of the things that I did was that I put my phone number on the back of my book. I was new. I didn't know no better. So I put my phone number on the back of my book in my bio. And I remember someone called me. And of course, they didn't expect me to answer the phone. So I answered the phone, and she says, is this Paulette, the author? I said, yeah, it is. And so, of course, she's excited, and so she proceeded to tell me the nature of the call and how she read my story and that it made a difference in her life because she, at the time, was going through a loss, going through a divorce. And so I don't put my phone number on the back of my books anymore, I learned. But I'm just saying that our stories make impactful experiences for other people. And so don't disregard what you've gone through and your expertise. You can package them and provide a way for your friends and your family and other readers to get to know you and experience what you've gone through because you've lived it and they may be living that same thing now. Then also, this is, I mentioned to you, why right now is the perfect time for you to be writing your story, and that's because we are on lockdown. We really are on lockdown, and this is a great opportunity for all of us. Hey, Bishop Leonard. Hey, Judy. this is a great opportunity for all of us to take assessment, really take assessment as to where we are in our finances, where we are in our dreams, where we are in our passion and our aspirations, where we are in our goals in life, because we all have a bucket list of things that we want to do in life. But because we're pulled in so many different directions, our family and work and events and school and church, so many things pull at us, duties at home and duties in ministry and duties at work, doesn't always give us the time that we need to do the passionate things that we want to do, to fulfill those dreams that we want. This is a great time to do that. And so take the time. This is your time. Take this time to start crafting your book and start writing your legacy so that others can get to know who you are in your writings. This is your time. Another reason that you should be writing your book is because it gives you the opportunity to have I mentioned multiple streams of income, but also being paid to speak. Being paid to speak. Now, your book can be what word do I want to use? A negotiated tool. You can use your book to negotiate. And so what I mean by that is this. Some time ago, I was invited to a women's shelter to do some teachings on Sunday evenings. And so when I was talking to them about coming and speaking, she said to me, well, Paulette, we can't pay you. And I said, okay. And I said, okay, but I'm an author and I have several books that I believe that your women would love to read and will help them, because the shelter was full of women who were going through emotional trauma. They were homeless. They were away from their families and their friends, and, they were, had drug problems and alcohol. So these women were being in a transition right now. And I knew that I knew that my books would help them. And plus I was coming to minister to them. And so she said, okay, give me a couple copies of your book and let me read through them. And I did. And so they ended up buying both copies for all the women inside the shelter. So all the ladies had a copy of my books. And so when I went back to speak to them and minister to them, they brought the books back and they wanted me to sign them. And so when I said it's a negotiated tool, it is, because there'll be opportunities for you to go speak and you may not get a fee, but you can use your book as your business card. You can use your book to offset the cost of your time, your studying, and also your gas of getting there. So you'll be able to do that. Your book can also, from your book, can stream, digital projects or digital products, which I'm doing with my online course called The Author's Remedy. And then also from digital products, you can have workshops and seminars that you can do. So there's a gamut of other opportunities that come from you just writing your book. And even if you are a speaker right now and you don't have a book, you don't have any products, this is a great time to get your book out, because when you're doing speaking engagements, you want to be able to leave something with those guests, because the word that you speak to them, if they don't get a CD or anything like that, they can forget, memory, okay? They can forget something that you said to them. And so your book, especially if your content and what you're delivering and your message lines up with your book, this is something that they can purchase and they can take that with them and go in and read it and be more enforced or be more equipped with what you've shared with them on stage. So that's a great opportunity to have a negotiated tool that you use when you're not being compensated as a speaker. So I mentioned to you about the author's remedy. And so, one of the things that I love doing is helping authors birth their books. And I've been a coach since 2010, and most of my clients are nonfiction authors. And so, since I have been coaching them, one of the things that I wanted to do was streamline my business, and that meant that I wanted to take my business to another level, and that is having a Done With You program. So the author's remedy is a 12-week program that is going to compose of a 4-module lessons and assignments so that the aspiring author can get their book done by July. So classes are going to start in April. And so I'm looking forward to helping 15 people write, publish, and market their books. And so it's going to be live coaching done here at Zoom or on Facebook to help those of you who want to write your books. And so this is a great time to be doing it. And so in that, this program is for anyone who is a coach, a life coach, a health fitness coach, anyone, any expertise can fit into these categories of nonfiction. If you have a inspirational, transformational, self-help story, reference book or subject book that you want to write, this is ideal for you. Some of you have some amazing stories of how God has healed you, delivered you, and where you are right now, you can look back and see, man, it was only by God. Share those stories. Don't let those words just, live dormant within you, because there's so many people need to hear your exciting stories in your life. Your life is such a story. And so I encourage you to connect with me to get more information about the author's remedy. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope those of you who want to write your story, you will allow me to coach you in that process. I've helped many women share their transformational stories, share their inspirational stories, and they have gone on to write other stories. One thing that I shared with my with my clients when I coach them is, I want to be able to coach you in a way that you won't need me when you write your second book, and nobody has. So I want to make sure that happens to you, and that is why I do what I do. I help authors push those books out so that the world can know that they have a message, and their message definitely needs to be heard. So I am going to leave my Facebook link. I would love for you to join my Facebook group, because there's a lot of tips and tools and resources inside of my group that's going to help you, inspire you, and really motivate you to take this step. Say yes to the author's remedy. As I mentioned, I'm only taking 15 clients, and so I don't know when I'm going to do another live session, but I do know that this live session is going to be open and start in April, and I'm looking forward for you to be part of that. So if you have any questions, make sure that you, hey Raquel, if you have any questions, make sure that you leave the questions inside after this video ends. Leave your questions, and I will go back and answer all of your questions, and I will leave the link to my Facebook group. I would love for you to join my group so that you can get more information about the author's remedy. And if this doesn't pertain to you, and you know somebody that has been talking about writing the book, this would be a great opportunity for them to take part in something that's going to give them the exposure that they need on their book. Hey, Sylvester, good to see you. This is something that they definitely will need to take, to embark on, to have that extra stream of income. But seeing that there are so many other opportunities that come from us writing our books, it's more than just writing a story. It's leaving a legacy, but it's also being able to go and share your words with other people. So this is Paulette, Coach Paulette, two-time award-winning author, literary strategist, and the founder of The Author's Remedy, where I help you change the narrative and turn those painful experiences into impactful, transformational stories by getting written, getting published, and getting paid. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I hope you have a blessed evening.